welcome to my Destiny 2 first impressions. After last night I had to cut it short because I wasn't feeling too well. I'm better now to do this video. To get my impressions, I think I played enough of it. Much of it, pretty much everything that I've done in the beta. I think you could do everything. I basically did everything on the stream from yesterday that you can do in the game that's available. The story, as far as the story goes, Crucible, we did a couple games of that. Crucible, and then the full strike from start to finish with a couple people. And I gotta say, I enjoyed the game for what it is. I like it. I definitely want to come back and try to play some more and probably learn how to play. Because to me, I'm speaking from as a new player, a Destiny new, if you want to call me that, someone who didn't really play the real first game in its entirety, never even touched the real game, only played like the Destiny beta, just like I am right now for the Destiny 2 beta. I only end up checking out the beta and experiencing it, so I wouldn't be able to tell what was in the first one. I wouldn't be able to know the comparisons. Otherwise, I would probably make those comparisons in this video, because I'm not really sure what was in the first game and never really experienced the game as a whole compared to this game. But one thing I can say for this game is that it's fun. It's a hell of a lot of fun, and it's definitely a game that you want to play with friends and maybe people that you want to get together with for team-based games. But starting out, something that I didn't like about the beta, I ended up playing it from the first time. I was trying to play the story mode and get through that because I was trying to get with some fans and viewers from the stream chat, and also others who had recently downloaded the beta, and someone else who was trying to download their game just to wait for me to try to get their game downloaded so they could join in. But one thing that I experienced, I don't know about you guys, is that I ended up getting kicked off the server. It ended up kicking me in the middle of the story. I had to defend defend the tower from the homecoming mission, I think it was called. Defending the tower, I was playing with two other players, two other randoms who was doing the same mission as me. And you'll encounter some players when you're doing like the story mission from around the world that's doing the same mission as you, that can actually help you fight in the mission and help you out. You can revive each other, so if you go down, they can pick you up, or if the other two guys go down, you can run to them really quickly, get to cover, try to revive them, and then try to get back into the fight and back into the action and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Ended up kicking me in the middle of that mission, and then I didn't get any checkpoint. I had to end up restarting the mission all over again. So that's something that really frustrated me, and then I was so nervous that it was going to happen again. I was really just trying to hurry up and get through the mission and rush through it, because I don't even rush through my video games or any game that I play. I try to take my time and have fun, learn the controls. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was close to even dying a couple times in the beginning because I didn't know what I was doing against some of the enemies. I didn't know the controls or anything like that, because of course I didn't play the first game. I didn't know what the game was going to be about, the actual controls, any differences or anything like that. But that's just one thing that really bothered me about the beta, is that just getting kicked from the middle of the story, and then someone else that I was also playing with in the party chat, who was also with me, one of you guys were with me, didn't even get kicked. It only ended up kicking me out, and it never ended up kicking him. He was able to play smoothly. So I don't know about anyone else out there who ever experienced that before, getting kicked and having to start the story mission, the complete story all over from the beginning. So I think it'd be pretty bad if it happened later on in the story, in the middle of the mission, to have that happen. But no checkpoints there. But that was something that really bothered me about the beta. But other than that, I had so much fun. Something else that I meant, once you get through the story, you can play, and you can invite anybody. You can invite whoever you want. Build your fire team, they call them. Invite players to your team. It's a party up and all that good stuff for different types of game modes. And then you can play Crucible and then Strike. So you could pick between those two different game types. Now for Crucible, it's like domination for Call of Duty players, or those who ever heard of domination before. You just capture these zones. There's 3 different zones: Zone A, Zone B, and Zone Z. Similar to domination, and you have to capture those points and defend them from your opponents, and keep your opponents from capturing those objective zones. A pretty fun match. And then also Strike is just like a long mission where you fight all types of variety of enemies, and then there's a couple boss fights. I think it's like a mini boss, and then it's a bigger boss fight later on, called the Modular Mine or something like that. Of that final boss. It was an epic fight. I love that. I think that was my favorite part of the beta by far. It's an epic boss fight, and if you haven't checked it out and you're just not downloading the beta, some of you guys are just now probably getting it. today as Xbox One players or whatever you play on. Um, it's a really cool fight. I love that the most. And something I want to also mention, outside the fun factor of these different game modes, if you have not played Destiny like I have, and you play all these different games and different first-person shooters before, you wouldn't even have a chance against some of these players. And that's something I noticed. These guys are really good. Just I was getting my ass beat the whole time. I couldn't even really get much of barely any kills, and that was to be expected for me, for being a new player and all, because I didn't play any of the other game, the real game before. But these guys were playing as if they were vets. They knew exactly what they were doing. Teamwork. It seemed like some of these guys were in actual parties communicating. These guys seemed really good from just playing against them. I was just dying nonstop. I don't even think I won a Crucible game. Not a single Crucible game that we played on stream yesterday. I never even really played. I never ended up winning none of them. We ended up getting dominated, and I just barely could get any kills. And I was starting to forget some of the controls too. I didn't know what I was doing. I was falling off the map a few times. And that ended up also happening during the strike mission on accident when I was trying to take cover, and also during the story mission trying to back up from certain enemies. I didn't even know that was a ledge there. I ended up just having some epic fails there, just falling off the map without even knowing where I am. But if you're getting into this game for the first time, you will not stand a chance against any of these other veteran players or those returning Destiny players who played the hell out of the first game. Might be super powered, super leveled up, and all that stuff. Of course, that stuff won't carry into this new game, but still, you have those experienced players that you're going to face up against in online multiplayer. So prepare to be, destroyed and, not know what you're doing and just be dying a lot of times. And I feel like that might frustrate some people out there. It didn't frustrate me because that was to be expected as someone new getting into the game as a first-time Destiny player from all the different shooters and other games that I play. But those are some of my experiences that I went through and everything like that. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. And if you haven't played it and you're trying to, you're wondering if would I recommend it? Some people are asking me about it yesterday in the chat. I definitely recommend checking it out and giving it a shot if you don't like it. Some people didn't even like it from another comment that I've seen from yesterday from my stream archive. Someone didn't even like it and said, oh, it looks the same as the previous game. The graphics don't even look all that different. It plays the exact same. Everyone has their different opinions, but of course I can't comment on that because I did not play it, and I can't really compare the two. But it's fun. The graphics are great. I'm not a graphics person. Never been, since I played all these different games of older game styles, of older graphics. Ocarina of Time, Sonic the Hedgehog, and way back on the 90s, Pokemon Blue, and different, 8-bit style games that didn't have all the best graphics, Final Fantasy VII. But those games are masterpieces. Those games are really good and still stand out. And some of them are still superior to some of these games that are coming out right now, in my opinion. But the graphics are good, the gameplay is good. And then I think the one thing I can also say again is that I wouldn't say that it's probably not going to be as fun if you're just playing by yourself. It's a grind, and it seems like you have to put a lot of time into this to try to get the best loot and all the weapons just like from before. But it doesn't seem like a game that you want to play by yourself. You want to play with friends. If you have a party, chat it up and have fun. And I think if you have people to play with, you'll probably end up playing the game a lot more. You spend more time on the game compared to compared to the time that you would put into playing it by yourself solo, trying to grind up. But I think if you're playing it solo and you're very competitive and trying to get better at it and stuff like that, and maybe, I don't know if they're probably going to be competitive Destiny 2 players or not for esports, but that's the only time I probably would see someone probably putting the time into it, trying to get better and learn how to play so they can dominate people online, get the best stuff, and then be a wrecking force, a force to be reckoned with for these different battles and competitive multiplayer. But other than that, I can't really say that it's recommended playing by yourself. Planes out there. But it's definitely a co-op game. It's a game that you want to play with friends and stuff like that. But I'll wait for that to pass so you guys can hear me. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. But that's basically everything I can say. I can't really recommend playing it solo. It's definitely a game that you'll most likely have fun, but just playing with your friends and all that stuff. But those are my first impressions. It's fun. I definitely want to play more. And I ended up picking, I already completely left this out, I ended up picking the Warlock class. I didn't know who to pick. It's definitely one of my favorite classes. I did not check out the other two classes. to experience their specials, but I've seen some people who pick different classes to see their special abilities and all that stuff. I love the flame sword that you get for the warlock class that I have. It's one of my favorite moves. I love it. Every time I use it, I just get all hyped up. But definitely something that I love. And check it out. Download it if you can. If you manage to get a code. And even if you don't want to pre-order, you can always cancel your pre-order. Even if you get a beta code, you want to pre-order just to get a beta code, you can always cancel your pre-order. You don't have to exactly get the game, or you can just return it if you get it, and you can still get basically almost most of your money back that you paid for the game, even if you don't end up liking Destiny 2. But I like it. It's fun. I definitely want to get into it and play it some more when I get a chance to get back on it soon. Let me know what you guys think about it, and if you played it, and what you like most about it, and maybe some people that can probably compare the two games for the as far as the gameplay goes and all that stuff. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and post this, and I'll probably try to be on it later today. If not, I'll probably end up switching and play something else on stream with some other videos. But I figured I'd just take some time out, since I did basically everything in the game that there is to be in the beta. And besides that, it's just multiplayer. I definitely don't want to go back and do the same story again, as good as it is. But thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys thought about the beta, and your favorites, maybe your likes and dislikes about the game as well, and maybe some other things that you think about the game that you probably enjoy most compared to the first one.